Are we there yet? This is something I'd often say as a kid when we were driving with my parents. Are we there yet? I'd kind of be complaining if we were on a long drive. I knew where we were going, and sometimes I really wanted to get there, but it took a long time. And so I'd complain and always ask, when are we going to finally reach our destination? Being on a road trip can be like that when we're driving far. We can look forward to the place that we're going, but it can be a bit uncomfortable, and we can wonder when we will finally reach our destination. Are we there yet? As Christians, we might be asking ourselves this sometimes when we reflect upon our own personal experiences. Because, on the one hand, we believe that Jesus Christ is truly risen from the dead. We, of course, celebrate this at Easter. We have the Easter candle here in front of us as a reminder of the victory of Jesus over death, over sin, the victory of life over death and good over evil. But yet, when we look around us, we might not quite experience that. We might not quite feel that we've reached our destination. When we look around, we might wonder, has the resurrection truly had that impact around us? We see tragically ongoing wars, violence, and suffering, whether it's the war in the Ukraine, the terrible violence in Gaza, whether it is natural disasters. We see pain and suffering. Closer to home, we can see maybe in our own lives or the lives of loved ones, sickness, difficulties, struggles, unemployment, broken relationships. Are we there yet? We can wonder why we don't really experience sometimes, or it feels like we do not experience fully that resurrection, that victory that Jesus came to bring us. As Christians, this is really central to our experience, this tension that we live in. Sometimes it's described as saying we live with kind of this here already, but not yet. We experience already the life that Jesus brings us. We receive the Holy Spirit. We experience His salvation, but we wait for the final victory. We await Jesus' parousia, His coming, His arrival, when Jesus will finally complete His victory. We live then in this time of tension, this here and not yet. This comes across so clearly in the book of Revelation, a portion of which we've heard today in the second reading. The book of Revelation was written probably during the 90s, during a terrible persecution of Christians under the hands of the Roman Emperor Domitian. Domitian at this time wanted to kind of reinvigorate what he thought was the true religion of the Roman Empire, kind of this paganism, also this worship of different emperors, and Christians, of course, could have no part in this. And because of this, Christians under Domitian's time, it happened already a bit with Nero, but under Domitian's time, in a very real way, were persecuted strongly. And because of this, Christians then would ask, are we there yet? Where is Jesus? We believe He's risen from the dead. We believe Christ has conquered all evil, and yet we are still suffering. How do we cope with this pain, with this tension in which we live? We hear this beautiful proclamation in the second reading today that Jesus is coming to bring about new heavens and a new earth. We believe firmly that Christ is coming to make all things new, as the book of Revelation says, to make a new creation. We believe that that is our destination, and we hear about it in the book of Revelation, when all tears will be wiped away. There will be no more suffering. We know that's our destination. Christ is already bringing about this new creation, the new heavens and earth already, but we await for it to be finally realized. This tension between the here and not yet comes across so clearly in the book of Revelation. And towards the end, we hear in this book of Revelation what was one of the earliest Christian prayers or cries, Maranatha, which in Aramaic is, "Come, Lord." They prayed earnestly that Jesus would return to make all in all this victory, to bring about the new creation. But as we live then as Christians here and now, we journey in this here and not yet, and this entails at times some tension, some difficulties, some struggles. Jesus in the gospel today teaches us how we live in this here and not yet, how we live in this tension. Christ, we've heard today, a portion of His farewell discourse. Jesus, in John's Gospel, after the Last Supper and before His arrest, gives kind of a longer and extended discourse to His followers In this, he reiterates the core, the most important aspects of his teaching. And we heard in the gospel how Jesus says, "Love one another as I have loved you." As Christ tells us, this love is what must characterize our life as followers of Christ. You might have watched or seen clips earlier today of the beautiful inauguration Mass for Pope Leo, which happened just a few hours ago there in Rome. During this inauguration Mass, it was attended, I think, by just over 200,000 people, many pilgrims, many dignitaries, and heads of state. And in this Mass, Pope Leo gave a very beautiful homily reflecting upon the readings that we have just heard. And he reflected about how we too are on a journey. We are walking together, and he wants to walk with us. And he talks about how on this journey we are guided by this law of love. And this love that Jesus calls us to is sacrificial. We love as Jesus called us to love. And Pope Leo reminded us in his homily today about the example of St. Peter, our own patron, the way that it took Peter time to learn how to love like Jesus loved. And we know in the Gospel of St. John the way that Peter first denied Christ until he learned in the end, after having received the Holy Spirit, how he too would lay down his life for the followers of Jesus. Pope Leo went on to say as well that we should be characterized as being people of hope and of unity. As we journey then as a pilgrim people, as we hear oftentimes in the third Eucharistic prayer, we are a pilgrim people of God. As we journey together, Pope Leo reminds us that we should be a sign to the world. We should be a beacon to the world of what it means to love truly, of what it means to be united, and what it means to be hope. As we journey then through our lives, we can at times want to cry out, as I did on those long drives, "Are we there yet?" This, as we see from the second reading, is a natural way for us to respond to this tension that we go through between the here and not yet. We journey as pilgrims, and we are reminded of this in such a beautiful way in this Jubilee year. We have, of course, our poster on the wall that reminds us of this Jubilee year theme, that we are pilgrims of hope. We journey, yes, but we journey with people who know our destination. We are journeying towards the new heavens and the new earth, and we are journeying united with Jesus, always hopeful. Let us then renew our dedication and our commitment today to Jesus' call that he gives us in the gospel. Let us journey always as pilgrims, as people on a journey together, but let us always love one another as Christ has loved us.